Okay, hello. So now we are going to clean a living room. So again, the first thing that we're going to do when we are starting to clean a room is we are going to dust top to bottom. So all the corners down to the baseboards, light fixtures, ceiling fans, etc. So let's start that. Some of the areas you might not be able to see me doing, so let's just make sure we hit everything. You want to make sure, this is one area I want you girls not to forget, is you want to make sure you're going up and around the curtains and above that area to make sure that there's no dust and cobwebs, because it tends to really sit up there. And then don't forget your window sills and ledges. So we're gonna just make it around the entire room. We're doing the top first. If there's any, let me show you this one. So if there's any picture frames or wall hangings, just make sure you're getting the top of the lip because a ton of dust sits up there. So I just wanna make sure you guys see that. So I'm still making my way around the entire room, trying to get any cobwebs that I see. We should not be leaving a single cobweb in a client's home. I'm getting all the corners, I'm getting above the doors and the door frames. A ton of dust sits up there. I'm going above the sliding door just like it's a window. Let me turn my camera so I'm on this side of the room. Again, making sure I'm getting on top of any wall hangings. There's a lip here, so I'm gonna dust that. There's another wall hanging over here. So I made sure I got all the cobwebs in this room. And then the next thing I'm going to do is going to be my ceiling fans or light fixtures that we may have. This one has a ceiling fan. We have our extendable dusters. There should be no reason why we don't hit every single ceiling fan. Making sure we're getting the top as well as the sides. This one has not been done in a while, so it's pretty dusty. And then just do another spin, make sure you didn't miss anything. And then you can also get the little lights. Gently get those, and that's all set. There's no other light fixtures in this living room. I'm gonna bang this off because there's a lot of dust on it. And now I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna get my baseboards. Make sure you're getting behind furniture, any furniture that you can, since we have these long Swiffers. Just move any small items away from the wall. It doesn't create much more work, it just creates more detailed work. Over here, there's a little toy. I'm just moving away from the wall. Getting behind there. Okay, so I'm all done dusting my baseboards. As you can see, that was super quick, just going around the perimeter, doing the cobwebs, the windowsills and the ledges, and the ceiling fan and the wall hangings and stuff like that. I think it took us maybe 4 minutes total. The next thing we're gonna do is we're going to dust our furniture. I tend to use my smaller stick. It's just easier for me to handle, but you can use whatever you want. My camera is sitting on a TV console, so we just want to make sure I'm dusting that real quick. I'm picking everything up. And I'm dusting any items such as this, that was on this TV stand. Over here, there is a fireplace mantle. So I'm not picking up this stuff because I'm holding the camera, but please make sure you just pick it up and dust underneath everything. And then I would also dust any of these little things that are on here. And then I just kind of dust the ledges and then get down the bottom of the fireplace to make sure there's no cobwebs, and there was definitely some cobwebs. And then I'm gonna dust the coffee table. Again, there's one of these little things on the coffee table, a tray. So I'm taking everything off the tray and I'm going to dust it because there was crumbs and stuff in there. I'm going to put it back on the table and put everything back in it nice and neat. And the coffee table is dusted. There's no other end table. So now I'm gonna go to the sofa table back here. Dusting off the top, picking everything up. Dusting what needs to be dusted. Any trinkets that we can dust. Putting everything back neatly the way I found it. There's also shelves. So if there's shelves on like your TV console, make sure you get those. Make sure you move the stuff off the shelves and you get that. There's a baby dresser over there with a lot of stuff on it. So I'm not gonna pick everything up because I can't really see much of the top of the surface. So items like that, don't worry about moving everything and wiping it. There's just too much clutter on there. So now I'm completely finished dusting. So the next thing that we do again is we use our damp microfiber cloth. Please make sure it's damp. And you can use a tiny bit of your soap spray if you need. And just make sure you're getting your surfaces to make sure there's no coffee stains. Again, no cup rings, no fingerprints, no yucky food. People tend to eat in their living room, so it tends to get on their surfaces. So we'll give it a nice wet wipe to make sure. If a home is super dusty, your dry duster is not going to get all the dust. This is why our rags help. It's a little bit damp. It's going to collect more of the dust. So when we leave it, it's a dust-free surface. The next thing we're going to do is there's a slider in here. Over there. Anytime you see a slider, you must Windex it. So we're going to Windex that. Make sure you're Windexing top to bottom, not just spot washing it. Now, if it was nice outside and the temperature is, you know, 50 or above and it's not too freezing, make sure you go outside the slider and you get the other side so it looks really clean. This house also has dogs. So I'm just spot washing any dog drool that I see or any fingerprints. You do not need to clean the entire window. If there's no prints, no dog drool, nothing, skip over it. If there is, quickly hit it. So now my dusting's done, my wet wiping's done, my Windex is done. The next thing we're gonna do is we're going to stage. We're gonna fluff pillows, we're gonna fold blankets, make everything look nice. So this couch, I'm just gonna make these blankets look really nice. I'm just gonna readjust the pillows, fluff them if you need to. They have a blanket here that wasn't folded that great, so I'm just going to fold it a little bit nicer and lay it on the couch. Same thing with this one, it's not folded, so we're just gonna fold it. And again, lay it nicely on the couch. If they have, you know, any kid toys or anything that are on the floor, just scoop them up, put them into a basket, that kind of thing. Just make sure that the living room is staged and looks really nice and comfortable and welcoming. So we did all that. Then the next thing we're gonna do is our floors. Now the living room, you need to be a little bit more detailed on the floors. There tends to be a lot of extra items. This one, as you can see, there's just kid toys and stuff. So when I'm vacuuming, let me just put this on the ground real quick. When I'm vacuuming, I am going to move all this. Just move it away from the wall because we want to get anything that's behind this. All this is super light and easy to move. It will not take you a long time. So I would move it away. I'm going to vacuum this entire area and then I'm going to put it back where I found it. I am going to make sure I can get under the couch as much as possible. The vacuums will not get under that couch. So if I see any huge debris hanging out, I'm just going to take my Swiffer. I'm going to get under there real quick. We don't need to mop under there because it's so low. But if you see like toys and dust and whatever might be sticking out, use this and get under it really quick. Here again, there would be some small toys. We're gonna move those away from the wall so we can do our edging with our vacuum. But we're not gonna move any other furniture in this room, only light things that you can pick up with your hand, get under there with the vacuum, and then put it back down. The same thing we're gonna do with mopping that we do with any room. You're gonna make sure you wet your pad. You're gonna spray the liquid on your pad, and then you're gonna mop. You're gonna have to keep spraying and mop. Again, make sure you lift up those toys and those light items. Make sure you're moving out the coffee table to get completely around the couch. Things like that go a long way. And that's how you clean a living room. One other thing, if they add on vacuuming the tops of the furniture, just again, take all the blankets off, take all the pillows off, vacuum the top of your furniture, put everything back nice and neat. Same thing for like reclining chairs or any other furniture that they add on. Make sure you're taking everything off and then you're gonna put it back on. And that's how you clean a living room.